a lot of you.
She want that old thing back. Turn me up the headphones. Turn me up. Yeah. I share. Peace to the gods, I share. Peace to the earth, I share. Peace king. Peace to the kings, I share. Peace queen. Peace to the queens, I share. Yeah, it's peace king when you see me in the street. Proper greeting. To not acknowledge a light being is not the season. No ego, clearly the leader of the people. Vision like Calico, this for my amigos. Leaning on that window of that Rego. I'm praying that one day he gonna be free though. They ran up in the crib while he's peeking through the peephole. Never thought it would be divine evil. Creeping with that heat close. They say I walk round like I got an S on my chest. Now that's a gold-plated no baguettes on my chest. Life a movie, words got special effects. A old school G used to bump Rex and effects. And the Fugees, youngins know that I'm next. I pump knowledge to the streets so they showing respect. Cause I did it without the fraudulent stories about me blowing a tech. I let the Most High order my steps. Feel me? You gotta know what time it is, man. It's the age of Aquarius. Each one teach one. That's what it is. I share. Peace to the gods, I share. Peace to the earth, I share. Peace king. Peace to the kings, I share. Peace queen.
Oh, come on in, family. Come on in. Put your nines up. You already know. Put your nines up. Let's get this thing cracking. You know what I mean? You already know. Let's see what we got going on. Woo, we deep in the room already. All right. Shout out to Margot. Let's get my first 9 on deck first and foremost. Make sure to shout them out. The early risers. Margot Williams, I see you. Rain a lot. Peace Queen, put your 9s up. Let me know where you from. Kimberly Williams, Peace Queen. Peace Sonia Sunshine, Grand Rising family. Grand Rising. Lakeisha, I see you, Queen, my moderator. Shannon, what up? What's good? What's good? Thank you for being on time. Nate, what's good? I'm glad we got some masculine energy in the room holding us down. Bella Rain, what's going on? How we feeling, family? How we feeling? Oh, you were singing it this morning? Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate the love. That's that song I share. You could cop that on iTunes, Google Play, on Tidal. It's everywhere on all your digital media stores. Yeah, I see we are. Yes, we are on frequency this morning. We are on frequency this morning. First and foremost, peace, brother Shotty. That's my real right there. For those who don't know, my man Mike Shotty is on the line as a moderator, right? So let's get into this, all right? Let's get on frequency. Let's get our vibrations right. Shout out to everybody that's wearing their power bracelets today. That's on vibration. Let's take in the frequency this morning. Yeah. Let's get on frequency, first and foremost. Gotta get right. It's a certain vibration we need this morning. We need a certain level of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We are here to enlighten. We're here to raise our vibrations. We are here to raise our vibrations. Let's put this bad boy to sleep. We won't be needing her assistance this morning. So I will let her rest. All right. So today, we're going to be getting into the truth about the Christ. The truth about the Christ. And this particular topic, for some that are not ready, it might be a culture shock to you. Most of you already know, right? But I want to give you a couple of more tools, a couple of more different perspectives of insight of how this thing came to be. Okay? The origin of the Christ, right? When we think of the Christ, just plain and simply, if we were, and we can do this right now, if we were to go onto any website, if we would go to any online media center, if we go to any library and we type in the word Christ, right? Any book, if we're looking for the Christ, it's going to give you this image. First and foremost, right out the gate, this is what you get. Now just look at that for a second. From the looks of that, when you look at that image, off the gate, you see the Christ as a white man dressed in a robe, right? This is what you see, long-haired. Sometimes they even have them with blonde hair and blue eyes, right? That's what it is. Jesus Christ. They give you Jesus out the gate. So now, what I want to show you today is the truth about what the Christ is, okay? Because there's a lot of misconceptions. A lot of misconceptions. I want to show you its origin, okay? Before we begin, hit your thumbs up button, hit your subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the bell because we're going to get into some real serious work here. Make sure you share it. I'm going to go ahead and share it right now on Facebook to make sure everybody is in tune. We have a lot of family on Facebook that came over to YouTube. And this is an important lesson. This lesson here. And I think that this is going to help a lot of you to understand how it came to be, how Jesus Christ actually came to be. Okay? So go ahead and do that. So now, the image of Jesus Christ, the image of the Christ, automatically, they give you that. Okay? In Kemet, what I want you to know is that the Christ was in Kemet. The Christ was in Kemet. We already had the Christ. Unfortunately, his name was not Jesus. Okay? The Christ was already there. Let's break down the word Christ. The word Christ is used just like an acronym. The same way when I gave you the word Ankh, and I put you on to the Agdiwad, or what they call the Kemenu, the original primordial deities, Amen, Amonet, Nun, Nonet, Kuk, Koket, Het, Hahet. That spells out Ankh. That's what Ankh really is, right? Christ has the same concept, or Christ has the same concept. It came from the word Christ, okay? Ka, or Ka, like Christ, Christ, Christ. This is where it came from. Ka, meaning spirit. Ra, meaning the sun, okay? Sa, which is the sun, okay? We have two suns in there. We have Ra, the actual sun, and then we have Sa, which is like a son, like a boy, like a baby boy, like Sa, okay? And Ta, meaning the land. You understand? So that's how you get Christ, Krst, is how it is spelled. Okay? And then when you put all of those acronyms together, to be one with that is actually to be asleep. Okay? Caressed. This is how it's spelled in the Medu Neter. Okay? So you're gonna need to break out your alphabet here. Okay? So you can put some of this together. Okay? You're gonna need to break out the alphabet. But caressed basically means a sahu or a mummy. We say sahu, we don't say mummy. But for the sake of the pictorial of how they break it down, they say mummy. That's the European word. We say sahu. Okay? And in the Medu Neter, when you learn the Medu Neter, you will realize that a caressed is a word for an embalmment or a sahu, a dead person. It means basically death, sleeping. That is a caressed. You understand? That is a Christ. Okay? Here you have it written right on the sarcophagi. Caressed. We already had that word. It means burial. Huh? Death. That's what Christ truly means. Okay? Now I'm going to be referencing, if you would like to know where you can find these words here, I already gave out the book, Let the Ancestors Speak, to the family, to the Lighthouse family, so that you can start learning Medu Neter, because this is the key. Medu Neter is the key. This is the forbidden language that they don't want you to know. One of the books that I advise that you do go out and get is Egyptian Grammar by Gardner. Okay? And I already gave out Let the Ancestors Speak. The Let the Ancestors Speak is written from an African's perspective. That is a black man's book on the Medu Neter. Okay? This is one that the Tomhu has written. Okay? Remember, you want both sides of the ledger. Why? Because you want to know what our truth is, and you also want to know what their deception is. Okay? And you want to be able to compare and contrast to see what is real, because everything is not false that the Tomhu gives you. And that's what you need to understand. You need to be able to understand their deception as well. Okay? So go out and grab this book, Egyptian Grammar. It's a tough read, but it's a great reference point. Okay? So that is an actual book that is used in Medu Neter classes. Okay? So now, caressed. Caressed, meaning burial. Meaning burial. What is a Christ consciousness? What is a Christ consciousness? A Christ consciousness relates to a level of enlightenment. Okay? A level of enlightenment. It is when you reach the crown chakra and above. Okay? When you contact or you stimulate the pineal gland and you reveal the secrets of the universe. Okay? I didn't say when the secrets of the universe are revealed. I say when you reveal the secrets of the universe, because the power is yours. And this is what I need you to understand. A Christ consciousness it comes from within. It is not something that you have to actively seek. It is not something that you have to chase after. Okay? I need you to understand that, because that is the overall purpose of these lessons. It is for us to be able to reach a Christ consciousness, a caressed. Okay? A Christ consciousness has nothing to do with your actions here in this plane. That doesn't get you to a Christ consciousness. A Christ consciousness is reached through meditation. Okay? It is reached through being absent from the body. Those are the only two ways to reach a Christ consciousness or a caressed. Okay? It is through burial, through sleep. You see, all of these words are synonymous in the Kemetic language. You understand? All of those words is caressed. Right? So what has happened is the Tom who have given you this depiction of Jesus being the Christ. They've put him in the way. They've put him in between you and your Christ consciousness. They usurped the Ankh. They took the Ankh out of its place, which is the primordial deities of the universe, time, space, right? And they put his face there, so that now, in order for you to reach a consciousness, a Christ consciousness, you think that you have to go and see this man, the white man. You understand? This is an actual fact, and I'm going to show you how they did this over time. Okay? So now, we understand that the word Christ means burial, right? Means burial. Christ is the root word of the word Christmas, right? Christmas. So what is Christmas all about if it's not about Christmas? Well, I already broke down the word Christ for you, or Christ, right? Which means burial, sleep, death, involvement, funeral, right? All those words pertaining to that, right? Christmas is, you just add the MES on the end. What is MES? Here is the MES in the Medu Neter. That is the symbol. This is also where we get our letter M from in the English language. It was originally mess. Okay? Mess. Over time, it was translated, okay, to a letter M. But it's really the word mess. Okay? What is mess? What is mess? Mess simply means rebirth. Rebirth. Okay? So first you must die, and then you are rebirthed. You die, and then you rebirth. So Christmas is the death and the rebirth. We already had that, man. I know. Y'all gonna need some proof. So let's go into the book. You can also find this in the book that I've given everybody, Let the Ancestors Speak. So we're gonna play a little bit of vocabulary here, okay, just to give y'all some proof, right? Let me come up to the screen so y'all can see. I don't play because people say, we need references, and no, it's gonna be backwards, but I know you can tell. Okay. Here you have Messa. You see that? Messa, right? And here, give birth. To give birth. You see that? It's no mistake. This is no mistake. This is not coincidence. And this is what I need y'all to understand. This is not a coincidence. And I'm going to show it to you again. That's the first one. I'm going to show you it another way. Let's pull it up here. There's two ways that this book gives you the definition. So now we're going to look up the word birth. Birth. And as you see here, the word birth, you see the mess right there? Mess. Right? And to give birth, it's just a regular mess. That hook right there, that little hook is an S. So it's mess. You understand? The Kemet people, the people of Kemet, the way they broke stuff down, nothing was ever linear like that. Linear. Things had multiple meanings. So they took the words caressed and nest and put them together. Death and rebirth. It's not a coincidence that they're polar opposites. You understand? So that's how they created Christmas. So before you had this fat dude, and got y'all running around thinking that Christmas is about this guy, which is essentially Odin. You understand? Got y'all running around here buying these presents and dressed in looking like fools, celebrating Christmas, thinking that it's about some resurrection of some dude named Jesus who didn't even exist during that time. We already had a Christ. We already had a mess. You understand? We knew what those words understood. You understand? We even got some Kemites that run around and celebrate Christmas. That's a fact. We even got people that's claiming to be conscious and they celebrate Christmas, not understanding the concept. And all the time who was doing, they just laughing at you and they having a good time celebrating the holiday they created for the destruction of your damn culture. That's all they doing. You understand? This is what happens in the real countries, the ones that actually created this concept. You understand? But we the crazy ones. You see, the word Messiah, this is where you get your word Messiah from. Messiah. And when you look at, if you notice, see how they broke it up? Mess, side, you see mess? You see the mess in there? You see, etymology gives them away every single time. The root word is mess. The root word is mess. You see it? The promise, and they put their stamp on it. It's the promised deliverer of the Jewish nation. They let you know, straight up, prophesied in the Hebrew Bible. They're telling you that mess belongs to them. It don't belong to nobody else. Even though the Jews wasn't even around yet, they hadn't even invented their religion yet. They are claiming ownership of that word, and we already had it. It's written all over the walls. A Kemet. We already had it. Huh? Here you have Ray. I'm going to teach you a little bit of Medu Neter now. You have Ray, which is the sun, on the left. Then you have Mess in the middle. And you have two S's. So what does that spell? That's Ramses. That's Ramses. You understand? So we're teaching you a little bit of Medu Neter here. The only way you're going to be able to figure these things out and put the pieces together, you have to embrace your ancestors. You have to embrace your cultural language, your original language. It's in your DNA to be able to understand this stuff. You understand? Some of y'all are sitting here blown away like, wow. You know? But without the scholarship, you're not going to be able to piece it together, be able to show somebody and explain it. And this is why I'm giving you those tools for free, because it's a necessary thing in order for you to be able to put the pieces together. If you're going to reach these higher levels, if you're going to reach these levels of enlightenment to where you understand what's happened to your culture and you're able to relate it to other people, and you are not mad, but you are empathetic to the fact that even some of them don't realize over time that they've been bamboozled as well, you see, you're going to have to get an understanding of your culture. And these are in the books that I give you. Okay? You see here the letter S? That hook? You see? We got to learn a little bit of Medu Neter, guys. We have to. Because it's going to reveal everything that they've done. And if you look here, this is directly from the Garner book. Okay? You see the letter S? And then if you look to the right, it's in smaller print. Okay? It'll show you Messiah. It'll show you the and it tells you the Hebrew. It gives you the pronunciation on the right hand side. I don't know if y'all see that, but the top, okay, where it says remarks, it tells you how the Hebrews pronounced it, so they can't try to act like that's not how they pronounce it. You know, that's what they try to give you, like, oh, you know, it's a transliteration. They start throwing the words out. No, the transliteration, you know, it's taken out of context. No. This is what y'all do. This is what y'all do. Y'all put the yah and the ah on the end, and y'all play around with the words and the syntax. That's what y'all do. We know how y'all do. Okay? The same way y'all take Joshua and you put the yah, Yahshua. Like, come on, man. All you doing is taking the words out of Kemet and putting the ahs on the end. You took mess and you put ah on it. Messiah. We already had Messiah. And you put the yah on the end. So you try to make it seem like it's a whole different language. But in reality, you just stealing from us. We already had it and it's written in stone. We're going to need to see your artifacts. And it better not be written on paper. It better not be written on paper. Don't even show me no papyrus, because that wasn't even invented till 3000 BC. And we was already here with walls inscribed. Sitting there for thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years. We know what y'all doing. So when we see y'all with your Power Ranger outfits on, we just laugh. Because y'all want to pretend as if y'all the chosen ones. But anyway, let me show you how they took Jesus, right? And how it evolved, right? Originally, when you look up Jesus, you will find things like this where it says Jesus the Christ. You see, remember I told you the Christ is a consciousness. They tell it to you like Jesus is his first name and Christ is his last name. Anytime we refer to him, we say Jesus Christ, right? We say Jesus Christ. But when you go back, the further you go back, you start seeing that it says Jesus the Christ. What do you mean the Christ? Huh? When you say Jesus the Christ is a noun. It's like Jesus the dog or Jesus the apple, Jesus the tree. It's when you put the in between there, then it makes us think about, well, what is the Christ? What's the definition of the Christ? You see? But over time, as our consciousness began to raise, they had to start switching things around. So earlier on, you would see Jesus the Christ, right? In the older text, you would see Jesus the Christ, right? In bold print, the Christ. But then, over time, you start see how they start flipping it on your ass. And then they put Jesus the Christ. Jesus the Christ. They put the in italics. You see that there? So you see you subconsciously, all you see is Jesus Christ. So they put the Christ. They put the Jesus the Christ. Huh? You see that? You see that? And then as you move on to the later stuff, that's when you get to Jesus Christ. They done took the out now. The ain't even there no more. You see the transition? Huh? The life of Jesus Christ. They done made that his damn first name and his last name. Huh? The passion of Jesus Christ. Where did the go? What happened to the? We need the. Huh? Y'all don't flip the whole game on a brother now. Huh? He ain't the Christ no more now. He's Jesus Christ. He's the only one that can make it. Yo, I can't. Yo, when you start learning new languages, you start breaking this down, you start seeing the tricks, yo, the tricknology, yo. The tricknology of the time who is crazy. You know, but you have to study your past in order to be able to pick it up, or you just gonna be lost. You're gonna be running around here thinking that he's a Messiah and he's the only one, and in order for us to be saved, he gotta come back and do the work because he's Jesus Christ, right? They done took out the whole concept of us as human beings being able to reach a Christ consciousness. Huh? They took that whole thing out. They took it out. So now you spending the rest of your life running after this white man. It's bugged out. We got people worshiping Jesus. For real. People worshiping Jesus. They done took out the damn the. This the best one here. This the best one here. I love this one. Check this one out. Jesus Christ, the real story. The real story? What you mean, Jesus Christ, the real story? The Bible ain't the real story? What's the real one then? Huh? If I ain't got the real thing in the good book, what story you got? Huh? How you even come out with a book like that? Jesus Christ, the real story. You messed up already when you said Jesus Christ. You already messed up. Because you done took out the. Where's the? Come on, man. Come on. We know what y'all doing, man. Where's the? This whole thing, this whole matrix that we live in the diaspora of this planet, this earth plane that we are on, the whole mission is to connect back to the universe and understand what our protocol is here on this plane with the universe. And the only way to do that is by embracing your chakras through meditation. You understand? Is by dying and rebirthing. Okay? Dying is synonymous with sleep. Like they say, sleep is the cousin of death, right? This is why I wanted to teach you about your sleeping cycles. Every time you sleep, you are reborn. Every time you go to sleep, you are absent from the body. You understand? That is a caress. That is the burial. You understand? Every time you go to sleep, you are dying. You are essentially dying. You understand? You are leaving, you are absent from the body when you go to sleep. When you wake up, that is the resurrection. That is the resurrection. The sun was symbolic because when the sun went down, we would go to sleep. So we were the Herus. You understand? This is the story of Heru. You understand? We're talking about the rising and the setting of the sun. That's what we're talking about. Because it was crucial to our development. It was crucial to our connection with the universe. Sleeping, waking up, sleeping, going into the meditative state, right? Meditation is essentially going into a state where you're connecting with it without going to sleep, right? You're connecting the subconscious and the conscious at the same time. And if you do this properly, you can reach a Christ consciousness. A Christ consciousness, the highest level, past the crown chakra, to the other dimensions of the universe, knowing how this thing operates. That's why these lessons I couldn't give you until we first show you how to line up your chakras. You understand? It's levels to this. We're not just here to just kick knowledge to y'all and say, yeah, I'm saying, and try to bang on white folks or nothing like that. We're trying to get you to a level to where you understand how to apply this stuff in your everyday life. How to use your ka and your heka, the vibration that comes from within, to help you to engage these chakras, to build that energy up to the brain, to open the third eye, to ascend higher. You understand? But when you have all of these distractions between this guy and this guy and these customs, we have to break down all of these walls so that y'all can get it. You understand? Because they usurped everything. And they put themselves in its place. So now you are worshiping them instead of realizing that your body is the temple. You understand? Your soul sits here. Okay? That's what we're trying to do. Christ. Jesus never existed. He was a representation of Heru. Heru, which was the son, of Asar and Aset. Aset, Aset who resurrected Asar. You see? They gave birth to a child. And this is all mythological. None of this is real human beings. We understood that in Africa, that it was not to be taken literally, and we were discussing scientific principles of masculine and feminine divine energy. Okay? How man, woman, and child come to be, with these two energies coming together, producing a son. You understand? But they took that resurrection principle. We already had the resurrection, man. Asar did that. Saul who was sitting on the throne had already resurrected. And it's written in stone. So they can't say, like, oh yeah, we just made that up. You can't say, oh yeah, that's the devil's. Come on, man. Where? Show me. You're going to have to show me proof of anything that you're talking about when you try to play Kemet. You're going to have to bring up the documentation. Something. Some artifact or something. Because every piece of knowledge that we have about the ancestors came out of the dirt. We had to dig it up. Including whether it was a biblical text, whether it was papyrus, whatever it was, we had to dig it up or pull it up out of the caves. And you're going to have to show me anything prior to what I'm giving you to show me that you had it first and what we did is corrupt. You're going to have to give me proof, documentation. We're not guessing over here in the lighthouse. We don't play those games. Welcome. Welcome. So, with that being said, your goal is to reach a Christ consciousness. Okay? Your goal is to reach a Christ consciousness. Your goal is not to be a good person. Your goal is not to be nice to everybody. Okay? It's to reach a Christ consciousness. All of those things, what they call being a nice person or somebody that's nice, what they're attracted to, come from a Christ consciousness. And a Christ consciousness doesn't always fall onto the positive side. They were trying to give you analogies in the biblical text and metaphors, allegory on what it looks like. These were parables. You understand? When you look even at the concept of Jesus, anytime you saw him in the church, he was tearing stuff up. He was kicking over tables. He was telling off the damn prophets and what they would call preachers today. He was letting them dudes have it. Letting them know what the real deal is, right? They were trying to tell you how to have this type of energy, but in a physical form. And these were Africans who put this story together. Because we had to personify it. We had to anthropomorphize things in order for us to be able to understand it. Because remember, our language was a pictorial language. Our language was a pictorial language. Everything that we did was symbols. It was all symbolic. You understand? So in order for us to be able to explain it, you know, like just look at this, the word ka. All of these words equal that one symbol. All of these words on this page, when we're dealing with English, you talk about complicating things. The English language is what's complicated. We as Africans, we just understood that it meant what it meant, and we got it. You just put that one symbol, and we understood what the vibration that you were trying to give. When you said ka, we got it. You know what I'm saying? We got it. When you put Ra, Mesu, we understand that. We understand that. Here we have 4 different pictures that represent Ramses, which is how many letters? R-A-M-S-E-S, I believe they spell it. And another S, so that's 6. It's double. It's double. So what we got to realize is that the way that we had it, it was easier. It was a lot easier. Now that I'm learning the Medu Neter, you understand? I'm looking and I'm just like, yo, man, they just totally bamboozle all of us, and they got us in this overcomplicated, like, overdrive of our brain where it's not connected. The cognitive and the logical side, the spiritual side, it's just not connected because it's just 2 totally separate ways of understanding life and the universe as it really is. You know, the truth is never going to be that complicated. It's going to be real simple, right to the point. That's just what it is. You know, I could just show you a couple of pictures and we break down the whole thing. The whole religion crumbles. The whole spiritual concept of what they really talking about, it just crumbles because it's not based on the right foundation. It's not based on truth. You understand? This is the truth. So, with that being said, what I want you to understand is that you're going to do greater things. Just as the book said, you're going to do greater things than that of what they called a Jesus Christ. You're already better than that person. Period. You're already better than him. Just in the era that you live in and the information that you have right now, you're already better than him. Your influence is already greater than him. That's a fact. There are many of us who run around and they want to worship. They want to worship idols, right? They don't realize that the Tamhu That's an idol. That is an idol. Like it or not, it's an idol. We don't worship anything in Kemet. We don't worship. We understand that we are connected to all of these things. We acknowledge their presence. We acknowledge their presence. You understand? We invoke them from within. You understand? From within. And they know that. This is why when you pray, you close your eyes, because you are seeking the power that is within. Okay? You got to stop getting out of the habit of looking up to the sky. Come on in. Come on in. We still in the building? We back. So, like I said, we got to get out of the habit of thinking that our divinity, the levels that we're trying to reach, come from some outside entity. We got to get out of that habit. This is taught to us by religion. Religion teaches us this. They teach us that there's a mediator. There's a middleman between us and a God, essentially, between God. And that's a problem, because we're always going to be chasing this middleman. You never actually quite reach him. Do you know anybody that actually was able to have a conversation with Jesus, with Muhammad, with Allah, with whoever you want to worship? Do you know anybody that's been able to do that? Huh? If you do, if you know this person, please introduce him to the family, because here's the thing. A lot of us think we just want to bang on religion. No, we're really trying to get work done. You understand? We got people that's hungry. And like I said last night, if y'all was on the feed, we got people that's hungry, people that's starving. You understand? And whatever God you worship thought that it was more important for Kim Kardashian to have a new ass than it was to feed millions of Africans, starving children. You understand? Whatever God that you serve, who has not come back yet, that we've been waiting on, that you said is supposed to come back and flip everything, he thought it was more important for Floyd Mayweather to have a Bugatti before he dealt with that. Before he dealt with the liberation of black people. You know, this is actual fact. You know? So, y'all got us chasing this guy who's supposed to be coming back, instead of understanding that we're the change that we are seeking. It's us. It's us. Ain't nobody else. Ain't nobody else been here. Ain't nobody else built those pyramids and built the civilization. Nobody else did. We did that, y'all. And we need y'all to wake up to your African spirituality and these sacred sciences, so you can remember what you've already done and how you did it. How you even created this story. It was black people that created the Bible, y'all. Don't get that twisted. You understand? We created those parables. Right? It was later distorted. They took that information. They backdated it, usurped themselves in it. Remember, this book couldn't have existed until we had the printing press. Without a printing press, you don't have Bibles in every corner of the universe. You understand? So this book didn't even exist until then. It's a fact. So they just backdated everything and usurped themselves into history when they weren't even there. Those white folks wasn't no slaves in Egypt. It's a fact. So, with that being said, if this message did anything for you, if it helped enlighten anything, bring you to a new space, feel free to donate to the PayPal, JamarMilton@gmail.com. As you see, we do have technical difficulties that we're going through because of the resources that we have. We are trying to upgrade. Last night I showed y'all the video of the new studio that we're going to be in, so you can see where your money's going and what we're going to be building. We're doing something really special. And, I appreciate everybody that's been holding us down, thus far. Everybody that's been ordering power bracelets, this really helps out. The power bracelets are $50. Let me show you what they look like. This is what we've been pumping for the past couple of weeks, is these power bracelets here. Okay, and they're two-tone copper and brass. They're great for meditation. Okay, and they're handmade straight out of Senegal, straight Africa. So if you want to get your power bracelet, if you send $50 or more to the Lighthouse PayPal, you get a power bracelet. It's one size fit all, and they're great for electromagnetivity to get your meditation on. All jewelry is not good for meditation. A lot of it doesn't conduct the electromagnetivity, but these do, and they have that non-ether swirl. So definitely order your power bracelets. We still have some in stock. If you want to get the Lighthouse t-shirts, the Lighthouse t-shirts are for donations of $25 or more. The bracelets are $50 or more. The t-shirts are $25 or more. If this is your first time on the show, at the end of the show, we always promote black business. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Shout out to Coach Bonar for making these t-shirts for us. Okay. These are dope. Lighthouse t-shirts. A couple of people got theirs already and they've been rocking them, alongside their power bracelets. I'll show you some of your family who's been rocking their bracelets. Okay. Shout out to Zach Carter, your brother. Nazori Malkia, Angel Thornton, everybody that's been supporting the movement. We are greatly, greatly appreciative of you sending your stuff in. Jennifer Thomas, she's a sweetheart. Shout out to everybody that's been holding us down. Your financial support is needed. If you want to donate on the super chat, you can do that as well. And that money we'll see a little bit later, but a donation is a donation. We appreciate it. Also, I want to big up Lisa's Fragrance and Such, Lisa G. That's my homegirl. Lisa G is the one that does my smell goods. We have a lot of black business owners on here. If you are a black business owner and you would like to have, your product promoted on the Lighthouse, on Lighthouse TV, just simply hit us on Facebook. Click follow on Facebook. That's where the majority of our stuff is, on Facebook. We're going to be moving back there soon, and we're probably going to be streaming simultaneously through YouTube and Facebook once they let us out of Facebook jail. When I exposed where the white people came from, they kicked us off of Facebook. So, but shout out to Lisa's Fragrance and Such. Contact her if you want to get some smell goods. I can show you the awesome sauce. I like to wear Egyptian musk, so she has this what she calls awesome sauce, and she made it in the scent of Egyptian musk for me. I love Egyptian musk, so shout out to Lisa's Fragrance and Such if you want to get you some awesome sauce. She's got all different types of flavors and all different types of smells, and they all smell phenomenal. So hit her up. Lisa, if you're there, put your information. Also hit up Latifah Foster if you want to get your Reiki reading. What is a Reiki reading? A Reiki reading helps to align your chakras. Many of us on this feed, the reason why you're here is because you're indigo children. You are people who are living in the third eye 9 times out of 10 the majority of your day. So the Reiki reading will help to align your chakras back. a lot of these indigo children are going through rough times and they have hard times in life because their DNA is constantly being tampered with and shifted. And what we deal here with the Tibet singing bowls, these Tibet singing bowls, when I hit these notes, they're getting you back in tune, okay? These tunes that I'm hitting and these sounds that are emitting from the bowl help to tune you back. And a Reiki reading also helps to tune you back. It helps to repair your DNA when you have these readings and you come back into your divine self. So Latifah Foster is one who actually gives these Reiki readings. I highly advise that you hit her up if you would like to get one done. I had one done in Atlanta and it was great for me. That was my first time ever doing it. So get your Reiki session done. She's there, and she can help you out. Okay. Also, join the Lighthouse group on Facebook. It's called The Lighthouse. That's where many of us who are business owners, many of us who are, in depth in the teachings, this is where we meet. This is where we converse. There's a lot of love in the Lighthouse. If you haven't subscribed to the Lighthouse yet, please go ahead and do it. For you to be able to get in there, you're going to have to watch a couple of the videos that I put out, a couple of the teachings, so you can answer the 2 entry questions. The reason why we have to screen the people that come in is because we have agents. We have people that want to shut us down simply for educating black people. It's sad, but it's unfortunate. That's what we have to do. We have to screen the people that come in. So, if you want to be a part of that group, which I highly advise that you try and get into that group, watch a couple of videos and then go, and you should be able to answer the questions fairly easily. It's pretty simple. What else? Shout out to Sigi Potolo. He has an awesome album out right now, and it's called the Panther Party, and it's all conscious music. You can find it on iTunes, CD Baby. Okay. He sent me this album. Not only the album, but he's the one that does these t-shirts as well, the Heru shirt that I'm wearing. If you want to order these, you can put the Lighthouse code in there and order it from his website. I'll put the website in the feed. If anybody has it, you can put that in the feed as well. And if Sigi Potolo is on, he can put that on the feed as well. But you want to look him up, Sigi Potolo, and order his CD because it's dope. Get that. If you order these, a percentage of the donations come to the Lighthouse as well. Okay, so you're supporting by even supporting some of the things, other things that you may want to get. So just anything that I'm promoting here, it helps us out. So definitely go ahead and do that. These are our sponsors. These are the ones that pay the bills. Melody Mitchell. Shout out to Melody Mitchell. She's the one that does these tiles here. If you'd like to get some of these done, the coasters and pictures that she does where you can put your glasses, put your cups on it. Okay, Melody Mitchell is the one that did this for me. And, a lot, I'm just spoiled, man. Our group is really special. We have a lot of people that do a lot of great things. This was my first unk that was done by Anton Hicks. Okay, and he does these. Okay, so hit him up, Anton Hicks, Anton Hicks. If you want to get your unk, okay, he's on Facebook. He's one of my Facebook friends as well, so you can find me on Facebook and find Anton. Okay, if you would like to get one of these, right? And they're all at great prices. We like to try and spend our money with each other instead of going to the mall and blowing all our money, with them, which is contributing to white supremacy. We want to spend our money with each other, and that's why we do bracelets. So when you put your money out, you know where you're giving your money to, and it's a reminder of who you're spending your money with. What else? What we talking about in the feed, man? What we talking about in the feed? Yes, music is on Tidal too. You can get Ashe. You can get Ashe on Tidal. You can get Sigi Potolo on iTunes as well. The Panther Party. Okay, all of that stuff is available in your stores. So definitely download it. Okay. Oh, and for those of you who are ordering bracelets, if you're ordering power bracelets, please make sure you put your mailing address in the feed. Many of you have sent funds with no mailing address, so we don't know who to send it to. So make sure that when you send it, that you send it along with your mailing address, and that's for anything that you want to order. Make sure you put your mailing address so we know who to send it to. Okay? With that being said, I appreciate your love and support. We are upgrading. Please go and check out the video that I just posted before this of the studio shopping, so you can see what the studio is going to look like in the future and how we're doing it. Big things are going on in the Lighthouse. So may the divine force in me greet the divine force in you. Do I, family. Ashe. Peace.